Well, thank you very much to our respected invitees and special guests for joining with us in bringing light to this gracious occasion.
油灯闪亮，寓意吉祥，祝愿大家欣欣向荣，蒸蒸日上。为媒加强文明友好对话，推动文明交流互鉴。于此文雅之集会，让我们有请斯里兰卡中国文化中心主任云峰女士致欢迎词。
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to a special moment as we would like to invite the director of the China Cultural Center in Sri Lanka, Madam Yungfeng, to formally welcome all of us to this great occasion as we celebrate Tea for Harmony Yaji Cultural Salon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all put our hands together.
尊敬的部长阁下，张英宝参赞，各位来宾，下午好。欢迎大家在百忙之中来到中心参加茶和天下雅集斯里兰卡中国茶文化展。中国自古以来都有着以茶待客、以茶结交的传统。作为中心疫情后的首场大型活动，我们文化中心希望能通过本次活动，以茶为媒，广交雅士，共续良缘。
Your Honorable Minister and Councillor and distinguished guests, welcome to the China Culture Center in Sri Lanka to participate in the Tea for Harmony Yaji Culture Salon. The Sri Lanka China Center is having this event after the pandemic, and Sri Lanka and China Tea Culture Exhibition, and we warmly welcome you in spite of your busy schedules. Since ancient times, China has a tradition of treating guests with tea and making friends with tea. So our culture center hopes that through this event, we can use tea as a medium to make friends with friends and continue our good relationships.
斯里兰卡和中国都有着丰富的茶文化，中国绿茶和斯里兰卡红茶享誉全球。茶文化是两国文化相互交融、互相品鉴的重要部分。此次活动，斯里兰卡中国文化中心根据文化和旅游部统一安排部署，在中国驻斯里兰卡大使馆的领导下，组织了这场品茶、赏茶的茶文化交流盛宴。前期准备工作中，中心得到了斯里兰卡佛教、宗教、文化事务部、斯里兰卡种植产业部及斯里兰卡茶叶协会的大力支持。没有部长阁下和各位同仁的支持和帮助，我们不可能呈现出如此美好的展出。我代表文化中心向各位表示衷心的感谢。
Sri Lanka and China both have rich tea culture. Chinese green tea and Ceylon black tea are worldwide renowned. Tea culture is part of the cultural integration and mutual appreciation of the two countries. In accordance with the unified arrangement and the deployment of the Ministry of Culture and Tourism of China, and under the leadership and guidance of the Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka, the China Culture Center in Sri Lanka organized this tea culture exchange feast for tea tasting and tea appreciation. In the preliminary preparations, the center received strong support from the Ministry of Buddhism, Religion and Culture Affairs of Sri Lanka, as well as the Ministry of Planting Industry of Sri Lanka and the Sri Lankan Tea Association and Tea Board. Without the support and assistance of Your Excellencies, the ministers and colleagues, we could not have presented such a beautiful exhibition. On behalf of the China Culture Center, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you.
中国和斯里兰卡茶叶同根同源，中斯两国文化相互交融。期望此次活动的开展能进一步增进我们的信任和了解，也希望未来能够在各位的支持下，中国文化中心能够举办更多更丰富的文化盛宴。最后， 再次感谢部长阁下、张英宝参赞和各位嘉宾的光临，感谢茶协会和现场中国斯里兰卡茶叶公司的赞助支持，感谢各位工作人员的辛勤付出，祝大家度过一个与茶相伴、舒心舒雅的下午。
China and Sri Lanka share the same root and source of tea, and the cultures of China and Sri Lanka blend with each other. We hope that the implementation of this event can further enhance our trust and understanding. And we also hope that with the support of everyone, the Chinese Culture Center in Sri Lanka can hold more and richer cultural banquets in the future. Finally, I would like to thank your Honorable Minister and Councillor Zhang Yingbao and all the guests for your presence. I would like to express my gratitude to the tea board and the on-site Chinese and Sri Lankan tea companies for the sponsorship and support. I would like to express my gratitude to all the staff for their hard work and wish everyone a pleasant and fulfilling afternoon with tea at the center today.
谢谢大家。
Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Goes out to the director in Sri Lanka, Madam Yung Feng, for those warm words of welcome, and of course, very fitting words which definitely elaborate more on the two rich cultures shared between both Sri Lanka and the People's Republic of China.
非常感谢云主任的致辞。我们今天刚才也说了，现场高朋满座。那么在中国，我们有打鼓除茶、茶山舞。听鼓品茶，茶更香的这么一个文化传统。那在今天，我们也想借着中国文化中心给我们带来的品茶盛宴，让我们一起听着斯里兰卡的鼓声，品着中国茶，这将是一番怎样的风味呢？所以我们现在要请大家和我们一起观赏由斯里兰卡鼓者们为我们带来的传统古典表演。
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to move on to a very special entertainment item to start off proceedings with this beautiful afternoon. And as we are in the subject of talking about friendship, culture and tea, both nations, that is Sri Lanka and the People's Republic of China, go decades back in history in terms of tea alone. And that is why we are all gathered here today to make tea the subject of both nations and, of course, go forward with exchanging true culture and traditions of both nations. And now we are moving on to an entertainment act which is in line with both cultures. That is something that you look forward to. Let's take a look.
ආයුබෝ වේවා කලසෙත් මුදුන් වේවා දෝෂ දුරු වේවා ශක්‍ර මහ බඹු ආයු බෝවා
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to that splendid entertainment that we witnessed. Well, of course, it brings true meaning and, of course, very fitting for this lovely occasion. That is because the drums that you witnessed on this very stage is to signify the different drums being used in different parts of the country, like the tea that we use, and, of course, is being produced in different parts of the country. So that is the link that we created in this entertainment act that you witnessed short while ago.
热闹鼓声穿云霄，感谢斯里兰卡的这些鼓者为我们带来这个热闹的精彩表演。是的，我们今天在此欢聚一堂，共享中国文化盛宴。在此要感谢中国大使馆对我们一直的指导和支持。让我们用最热烈的掌声，有请中国驻斯里兰卡大使馆文化参赞张英宝先生致辞。
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to now very humbly and respectfully invite the Cultural Counselor of the Embassy of China in Sri Lanka, Honorable Zhang Yongbao, to address the gathering. Let's all put our hands together.
Good afternoon. I like the performance very much. Thank you guys. Dear Honorable Waduna Wikanama Nayak, Minister of Buddhasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Mr. Samalayata Vidanapatirana, Secretary of Buddhasana of Ministry Religious and Cultural Affairs, Mr. Janaka Tamakirati, Secretary of Ministry of Plantation Industries, Ms. Nareja D. Meyer, Chairman of Tea Board, Ms. Yun Feng, Director of China Cultural Center. Dear friends, good afternoon. Pleasure to be present today at the opening ceremony of Tea for Harmony Yaji Cultural Salon, organized by China Cultural Center. We also take this occasion to celebrate the 4th International Tea Day that happens on the 21st May. On 29th November 2022, International Tea Processing Technique and Associated Social Practice in China was officially included in UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And the history of tea culture once again gained the world's attention. Chinese traditional tea processing technique and associated social practice refer to knowledge and skills on tea plantation, processing, and drinking. Through years, Chinese people have developed tea procedures, have developed tea products into 6 major categories, including green, red, yellow, white, oolong, and black tea, as well as jasmine tea and other reprocessed teas. techniques of processing, customs, and the social practices of tea drinking formed and passed down from generation to generation. And the drinking tea has become part of Chinese life everywhere in people's rituals and festivals. Tea is not only a drink but also pursued by people in forms of arts or literature, and the pursuit of a kind of life of man-nature harmony and person-to-person harmony. Through Silk Road, ancient tea house road, and the like, tea has traveled through history and crossed borders. It has become an important medium for friend-making, mutual understanding, and learning between China and the outside world. Tea is a bond of friendship between China and Sri Lanka. 200 years ago, the first tea tree was introduced into Sri Lanka from China, which developed into today's world-famous Salon tea. Tea growing, processing, and drinking have become an important part of people's lives in the two countries. Chinese tea is famous for its history, and the Ceylon tea and Sri Lanka tea is famous for its top quality. I like both Chinese and Sri Lanka tea. I bought more than 10 kilos of different kinds of Sri Lanka tea in the past year. Golden Tibus, Silver Tibus, OP, Pico, etc. I like it very much. 3 days ago, the Ministry of Culture and Tourism of China launched the Global Tea and the World event in Beijing. And the Sri Lanka Embassy in China participated in this event. I hope that through this event organized by China Cultural Center in Sri Lanka, more people can learn about the tea culture. I particularly hope that this event will help people in the industry and the public to learn more about the different tea-making techniques of our two countries, share tea drinking customs and culture, and have a better dialogue over tea to promote friendship and mutual understanding. I wish this event a great success. Thank you.
非常感谢张参的精彩致辞。今天您的到来和致辞也让我们倍感荣幸，您的渊博和儒雅也让我们今天的主题活动雅集更显名副其实，更显光辉。谢谢您。那就像刚才张参所说的，中斯友好，历久弥新。今天我们两国茶园更是谱写了一段佳话，所以接下来呢，我们也要邀请斯里兰卡文化部部长阁下为我们致辞。
Well, thank you very much to the Cultural Counselor of Embassy of China in Sri Lanka, Mr. Zhang Yingbao, for those words. Well, with that, we do understand it's really humid, so that is why we have placed the fans. So please make use of it, and I'm sure it'll be of some help. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to yet another very special moment, and that is when a very distinguished individual joins us today to bring more meaning and color to this gracious event. And that is when, very humbly and respectfully, I would like to invite Honorable Vidra Vikramanayake, the Minister of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, to address the gathering this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all put our hands together.
让我们热烈有请部长阁下。 Thank you, sir.
For whatever the factor, whether it is for humidity or for another factor, it has been very warm for some time. I firmly believe that the major factor to contribute to this warmth is the Chinese friendship. Cultural counselor of the Chinese embassy and the staff of the Cultural Center of China, the Secretary of Plantation Industry, Secretary of Rasasaranee, Cultural and Religious Affairs, and my dear friends. What do I know about tea other than to drink it? So I will not go into historical facts, except that, as the counselor mentioned, tea has been here for almost 2 centuries. Introduced by the English. It is not our cup of tea. Ours was different. More of herbal drinks. That is what we have been consumed for centuries. But even those things were changed when the British introduced coffee. First, we were coffee drinkers. Somehow or other, there was a devastating effect on coffee by the coffee rust. That was the time they switched over to tea. Virtually almost every Sri Lankan consumes tea today. The taste could be different and taste could be nice depending on the concoction. The water, sugar, milk, or pure tea, whatever it is. But the process is not that easy. As the Secretary of Plantation Industries agreeing with me, I believe that he would agree with me. The tea that comes to our table has been nourished not by fertilizer alone, not by the water alone, but also with tears, blood and sweat. It is still a raw deal for these people, I should mention. Nevertheless, we are very happy and delighted as our age-old friend China. China has been a friend of Sri Lanka, trading partner of Sri Lanka more than 2000 years. The archaeological remains and the writings likes of Fahien Bhikkhu, China has been a formidable partner for the best or for the worst. And we thank you once again for China, not only the cultural links that we had with them, but also when we are in dire straits of economy. And this particular event is another avenue to strengthen our friendship. We are very glad about it, that you all have organized this. Now we really appreciate what you have done and it is your contribution to the friendship of China and Sri Lanka. Let us harness this. Let us foster this. Therefore, cultural counselor, let me propose, so that we can drink more of Chinese tea once in a while, at least for 3 months, once in 3 months. Not necessarily a function of this nature, but I'm proposing a cultural forum between China and Sri Lanka. With that, the meetings, we have meetings at every 3 months. Because the enormous contribution of China, not only to our economy but also to culture, through the Silk Route, we have to understand and dig deep into that. There should be exchanges of ideas, thoughts. There should be exchange of disciplines. So this is an exchange of discipline. Tea is part of our culture, culinary heritage. We are not much concerned about this, about our food, the beverages, the drinks. We are not concerned because this is a part that has been forgotten. Intangible culture. Intangible culture. We have to provide more steam to this intangible culture. So thank you for taking the lead role on this, having a tea ceremony and paving way for soul searching as well as new thoughts. So I won't take much of your time. Revive the past without living in the past, with the objective of surmounting the challenges of tomorrow. Let us make a better today. And in that perspective, let China be our shadow in surmounting. Thank you very much once again, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
We thank you very much, Your Honorable, for your delightful speech. 非常感谢部长的致辞。
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, as we mark the opening of this momentous occasion, which is Tea for Harmony Yaji Cultural Salon, which will also be open to the public for viewing and also to give them a better understanding about the culture and the rich traditions being shared between the People's Republic of China and Sri Lanka as a whole in terms of tea. To declare this open, we have a moment where we enter into a ribbon cutting ceremony, and in order to join with us on stage to declare open this cultural exhibition of tea between Sri Lanka and the People's Republic of China, I would like to humbly and respectfully invite the following to join with us.
接下来，我们将恭请各位领导和嘉宾上台来为茶和天下雅集活动斯里兰卡中国文化中心站剪彩。所以，请让我来邀请the distinguished Mr. Zhang Yinbao, the Culture Counselor of Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka.
Followed by, I would like to invite Honorable Vidura Vikramanayake, Minister of Buddhisasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs.
And we will invite Mr. Soranatra Vinapatirana, Secretary of Ministry of Buddhism, Religious and Cultural Affairs.
Followed by Mr. Janaka Dharmakirti, the Secretary of Ministry of Plantation Industries.
And Mr. W. Sunil, Director General of National Library of Sri Lanka.
Also, I would like to invite Mr. Niraj Timmel, Chairman of Sri Lanka Tea Board.
And Madam Yun Feng, Director of China Culture Center in Sri Lanka. Please come to the stage. 让我们用热烈的掌声欢迎领导们。OK。And I'm sorry， 还有我们的那个 Madam 李庆瑞 ，First Secretary of Embassy in Sri Lanka。Together.
Ladies and gentlemen, a significant moment, the first of its kind happening here in Sri Lanka, and of course a historic moment taking place.
And we welcome Ms. Wu to join us on the stage. 有请胡老师与我们一起剪彩。
We'll count in a count of three. Let's engage in cutting the ribbon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opening of Tea for Harmony Yaji Cultural Salon between Sri Lanka and the People's Republic of China, and it's declared open. Let's all put our hands together in 3, 2, 1. Let's all put our hands
谢谢
together.
领导们，谢谢各位来宾。
Let's also invite the distinguished guest to pose for a picture on stage.
各位领导、嘉宾请留步，我们将在台上合影。
Well, thank you very much to our distinguished guest, and I would like to request the presence of Honorable Vidura Vikramanayake, followed by Honorable Zhang Yinbao on stage as we move on to a special moment.
请两位领导留步。接下来我们会有一个中斯文化友好交流互鉴的项目，我们将请两位领导互赠茶礼，以示友好。
As we move on to a celebration of culture and, of course, an exchange of tea of harmony, Yaji Cultural Salon, a gift of exchange will be taking place between Honorable Vidura Vikramanayake, Minister of Buddhisasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, alongside Honorable Zhang Yinbao of China in Sri Lanka.
所以我们先有请我们的张参把我们精美的中国脸谱茶具送给部长阁下。
Let's all put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for this moment of cultural exchange.
谢谢。然后接下来我们的部长阁下也为张参准备了斯里兰卡的传统红茶。Salon tea. So we will have an honorable minister to give the traditional Salon tea to our distinguished Mr. Zhang, the counselor, as a friendly gift.
Let's all put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you very much to both distinguished guests, Honorable Vidura Vikramanayake and Honorable Zhang Yinbao, for joining with us to this beautiful moment.
非常感谢各位领导、各位嘉宾。那此情此景，我们也想到了采茶诗山下，悠然望东土的美好意境。那接下来，我们也一起携手把茶和天下的雅致带到全球。
We move on to yet another cultural performance and let's enjoy this entertainment item.
所以接下来我们也要邀请斯里兰卡的美丽的舞者们为我们带来采茶舞，让我们一起去感受高山茶园的一缕清风吧。有请 Welcome the performers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on to a celebration of tea and, of course, into a tea party which will commence shortly. And now, as we celebrate tea and, of course, culture of both Sri Lanka and the People's Republic of China, there will be a display of tea making for your entertainment. Enjoy this.
所以我们也先为各位奉上一杯清茶。那接下来我们邀请来自中国的美丽的茶艺师们来为我们展现茶艺及奉茶。有请。
A very big thank you goes out to Minister of Rasasaranee, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Honorable Vidra Vikramarka, for joining with us amidst our presence, amidst your busy schedule. Thank you very much.
谢谢部长阁下的到来，也与我们一起共度美好的时光。Thank you, Your Honorable.
"茶者，南方之佳木也。高山流水遇知音，好茶一盏愁知己。"今天给大家带来的是信阳毛尖的茶艺表演。Suba sangdia vakveva, ada mama obada idribat grane 信阳毛尖的 biligan vime kalawai。信阳毛尖的 saada nulabane 河南巴拉的信阳那个人。Mituranda honda made biligan via uduya。梅奇尼布西的基尔曼纳克，阿比巴勒姆信阳毛尖的萨达冈纳阿卡尔耶。茶乃圣洁之物，泡茶之人须有一颗圣洁之心，才能心气平顺，茶之灵性方能挥洒而出。信阳毛尖原料极为细嫩，泡茶水温需降至80摄氏度左右，才不温不火，恰到好处。Dan abi unu vaturing ko berisitu keraganawa. Abi ehem gerane unu vaturing berisitu kerana koda ko bat unusung vena nisa. They wala kunat magabawa reka geni mada bahasu vena nisai. They sa dana bukaleada samsung manasak saha they sedi me kriya valia samanga e kant mika vi me hekia vak tibia yuduya. They kola vargaya ita siyum bevin jalaya Celsius anshaka asuvakada rat kirima pramana vakve. 今天冲泡的是信阳毛尖，其汤色明亮，香气清高，滋味甘醇，位列中国10大名茶。Чийные проситма дей варга дахая адрин, диена信阳毛尖дей варгая диптимат варнаяк сахидай, honda сувандак диенава, видрак немей, расаяк харима михири. 把郎呢扣。现在将碧绿干茶轻轻拨入杯内，让茶条吸收水分，摇曳下沉。恰似簇簇雪花落入江中。Abidem balemu, devat gergana akaria, mulima birisidu gergat kobavalada, 信阳毛尖的可了大马港的哇。现在我们使用凤凰3点头的手法，使茶汤翻滚，茶叶滋味迅速渗出，同时也表达对在座各位的尊敬之情。In basuwa vieli hari de madada muru dulesa unu vaturavat gergana. Phoenix kurulange hisavana kaliada anurubava ritmanu ya kulava dumvadavak jalaya musukarana. Evida de kolavala rasaya vadat vedivana adara me kriya valia achara kirimakada samana nisa amudanda karana gaurava yaklesa salakanawa。请大家共享这清香的茶水。茶是中国的骄傲，茶艺是人类文明的象征。让我们再次品茶，滋味甘久，回味甘甜。Dan de suwanda honda de denenwa, oyala dat denenwa neda. De chine ye abiman ye bilipin bukarana sanke de yak. Dan abi hemoma de rasa vindimu.茶艺表演到此结束，谢谢观赏。De kala prasangaya avasanai, nerambu obasemada studi。
千年古道出关茶，云南思茅普洱佳，秉性温和，沉香差，双韵更为锦上花。下面请大家与我共同体会普洱茶别具一格的古韵沉香。Suba Sandiavak Veva, Obosielu Denadama Ayubowan. Then Abi Ilipat Karane, Sampadaik, China Pua de Piligenvime Kalavai. 普洱的萨德努拉邦内，去的耶云南巴拉的普洱那个了耶。 那个的耶点的帕里斯里克苏维谢沙特维尔尼萨普尔戴维勒的阿维尼克苏文达克点的哇瓦给么普尔戴维勒古内尔伊达么伊和来。喜闻悠悠陈茶香，普洱茶以沉香明显而著称。下面让我们来欣赏一下普洱干茶外形。普洱戴瓦达特苏文的瓦特尼萨洛克耶普勒西代。巴朗的科普洱戴可勒维勒海德呀。温杯烫盏洗凡尘。温杯烫盏的目的是为了提高茶具的温度，使茶叶能够充分发挥余香。但5度科普皮里西度可能的话，我要拉当的话的，莫可能没那么可能那去了。5努瓦杜林说的那味道，科帕子5努送为那尼萨，带为了说的第二讲的瓦达特类似。沉韵古香入杯中，将普洱茶投入盖碗中，充分摇香。但普洱得可了可不要得大了。皮尔呢金瓦哈拉，伊和勒的奥萨瓦卡勒达冈的瓦，也都可得得可了为了苏文的可不也红得的比例的瓦。洗尽淡淡沧桑味，洗尽浮尘，洗尽沧桑。这一泡我们不喝，将它注入茶海。普洱茶今年积压，因此我们再次冲洗。普洱对薄荷卡勒亚克迪亚冈的尼萨，帕鲁姆维么对可乐索达，皮里西杜克勒嘎特有对。没想到哈阿比乌努瓦多的巴维的克勒诺瓦。流云激荡一茶香。流云翻滚，流水纷飞，古韵沉香悠然而生。但阿耶特乌努瓦多的埃克克勒诺瓦，我要拉达特戴苏文的点点的瓦内德。世间自有公道在。用公道杯来综合茶汤，起到茶汤均匀一致的作用，以示茶人平等。但萨达嘎得洛库卓古沃克的达诺瓦，莫克的当诺瓦的洛库卓古文得萨马诺瓦被当的布鲁旺尼萨。瞬间朦胧烟云现，冲泡后的普洱茶，茶汤表面有一层淡淡的云雾。在科普盐波蒂杜马克比德维诺瓦，我要拉的佩诺瓦内德点。千年古韵杯中寻，如今当我们再次品饮普洱茶的时候，想起了我们先人留下的茶马古道。在这繁华喧闹的城市中，寻找蕴含千年古文化的一片净土。但阿比普洱得伯母，得伯诺可得阿弟的耶得给那亚那佩人尼马尔个，阿比的马达克维诺瓦。阿比国沙萨希的那个也可希迪亚特，得比门桑松巴维尔埃迪克的冈的普鲁旺。普洱茶艺表演到此结束，谢谢大家。 Medanin pour des piligen vi me cria volia avasang venwa. Obosema dema is studi.
感谢我们美丽优雅的茶艺表演师为我们带来清新可人的茶艺表演。Thank you very much for your excellent performance. So usually at home, just now Joe was asking me, Olu, do you drink tea at home in this same method with same tea ceremony? So I said yes. Every day we're making tea, but of course not like, so into details. But we're making tea anyway. No matter where we were, we think this is a great tradition of Chinese people and Chinese culture. So we welcome you to our home to have a cup of tea.
Well, that's right. I think in both cultures, tea plays a big role in everyone's lifestyle, and especially in Sri Lanka as well. The first thing that everyone would ask is when you enter a house, would you like to have a cup of tea? And I think it's the same with China as well. And both cultures and traditions go hand in hand, and that is when we have come together to celebrate tea in this manner. With that, ladies and gentlemen, as we witness the manner in which tea is being poured in China, it's now time that we take a look at an entertainment item by the Sri Lankan dance team.
所以接下来让我们掌声有请斯里兰卡的舞者们为我们带来采茶。 非常优美的舞蹈的舞者们。
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we bring the proceedings to an end here at the Tea for Harmony Yaji Cultural Salon. And thank you very much to all distinguished guests for joining with us. And hope you enjoy. And of course, take a look at the exhibition as well. Thank you very much.
所以我们非常感谢各位领导和嘉宾的到来。接下来我们也会把时间送给各位，让你们在中国文化中心享受一个不一样的中国茶的美好下午。所以我们今天茶和天下雅集的活动就到此告一段落。然后中国文化中心从明天开始将会对公众开放2天，所以请带着你的朋友和你的家人到中国文化中心来喝一杯茶。So we welcome all of you to bring your friends and your family members to visit China Culture Center in Sri Lanka from tomorrow onwards. We will be having 2 days tea exhibitions for the public.
Thank you very much. Have yourselves a great evening.
谢谢大家，我们下次再会。Thank you.
Thank you. We will exchange tea as well. So let's go.
一芽，一叶，一抹香。千百年来，茶彰显中华意蕴，凝结劳动智慧，温润中华精神，感受文化沁香。茶史悠悠，中华民族在千年文明画卷中，几乎夜夜都能嗅到清幽茶香。茶是印蕴千年的生活美学，是浓缩在光阴中的诗情画意。从启程一欧民，行读一卷书，到登高远游，抚琴品茗，茶的魅力不仅在于香气，是从喝到品，啜苦咽甘，更是精行俭德，煮透千古文化。茶是情感的碰撞。客来浸泡一杯茶，天南海北一壶茶，以茶为媒，礼敬世界。中国人总能在浓淡相宜的一杯茶里，洞悉世间风情，享受清静和养，呈现浪漫待客之道。茶是风靡世界的流行饮品，千禾丰盈，包罗万象。